does that even mean, Bowers Game Corner?
Ahoy there, YouTube! I just watched the AMA for the upcoming Walking Dead Empires PC MMO game coming to the Gala network, and I am hyped. So I thought I'd talk about the 5 things that get me most excited about this upcoming game. So this is going to be a game where you are dropped into the world of The Walking Dead on AMC and forced with surviving walkers and both humans, as this is going to be a PvP game. The core loop will be scavenging, building your own base, forming alliances, breaking those alliances, fighting over land, and really surviving the way you want to survive. That is Ember Entertainment's goal, they said, when creating this game, and that gets me excited to no end. Now, the first major thing that gets me excited about this game is going to be a play-to-earn game, where you will be able to earn their in-game currency, which is also going to be a crypto called the Dead Coin. They're hoping to make this a very versatile in-game currency that will do a lot of different things, which I'm actually going to talk about in my second most exciting thing about this game. But after watching the AMA, I got the impression that they get it. They're going to try and balance this game so it's fun for the freemium people, it's fun for the 100-airs, and it's fun for the whales that buy the lands and get all the crazy good stuff. But that brings me to the next thing that I'm super excited about this game, which is the fact that they're going to have very unique different playstyles in this. So the combat is going to be a Dota/mobile style game, kind of a top-down, third-person's perspective type of thing. But they talked about how you're going to be able to survive the way you want to survive. Maybe you're going to be a merchant, and you're just going to craft goods, and you're going to focus on crafting these goods, and then selling them for that in-game currency, which once again is going to be real crypto. Maybe you're going to be a scavenger and your whole build is going to be around being sneaky and going around and trying to collect coins throughout the land because you're going to be able to explore this huge open MMO world and potentially find in-game currency. Items, weapons, quests, all sorts of various different things. But when you're out exploring, you gotta be careful because this is a PvP game. And you know what? Some people can come up, they can rough you up, they can really do a number on you, but you can put a bounty on their head. So you could just be a bounty hunter in this game, and your whole skills tree could be all about trying to be just a total badass who makes people think twice before they think about going to beat up that stray dude just walking around looking for wood. During the AMA, they joked they were shooting for a 2-mile-long skill tree, not to mention unique NFTs in the game that will fit perfectly for different playstyles and may be so good that they dictate your playstyle and you form a different playstyle that you weren't even expecting. They also specifically went out of their way to mention numerous times that you can be a hermit if you want to. You can just go live off in the woods, craft your own thing, and stay away from everybody else, because maybe that's what you want to do in a zombie apocalypse. Or you can get involved in the very deep and intriguing alliance system that is going to take place. And if you're familiar with the game or the comics, that idea should have your whistle wetted. Speaking of which, my number 3 most exciting thing about this game is the AMC attachment to this. Now, I know this is going to be somewhat of a handcuff in some instances because you can't take creative licenses, but what that does mean is it's going to be dripping, oozing, dipping with Walking Dead theme. And they talked about having tons of different characters and locations from The Walking Dead, which they also mentioned this is not going to be tied to a specific time period during the show, but much more the universe, so that way they can take creative licenses. You can have all these different characters all co-mingling with each other. Which gets me super excited about what if you just happened to stumble onto the prison and it was just like, that'd be so cool. I also imagine those specific locations and characters could very much be attached to in-game events and stories because they talked about quests and PvE and different things like that, but they were pretty tight to the vest about that sort of thing, but I'm excited to hear more about it. Now, the next thing that got me most excited about this game was how there was going to be what are called Battlegrounds. So essentially, there's going to be people who have tons of cash, way more than I do, who are going to purchase huge plots of land. And then people are going to go on their land and they'll form alliances. And they've actually made it really cool. So it's going to incentivize those people who have all the money and the big chunks of land to help out the freemium players and the people in the middle because everybody's going to be reaping the benefits from it. But I digress. In the middle, though, there's going to be wide open chunks of area, huge, massive spaces, because this is an MMO. And these are going to be what are called Battlegrounds that you will be able to take over. Now, these are not going to be forever spots because they are eventually going to be reset by, who knows, maybe potentially massive events like a herd goes through there or something like that. But just the idea of joining a massive alliance so you can take over this location, and then you, who may be a free-to-play player, is going to start reaping the benefits from that land, just like those big whales. up at the top. They said more resources, more danger, more shenanigans. It sounds like it's going to be a poppin' location to be at. But the last thing that gets me most excited about this upcoming game is the deep crafting system and player-owned economy. Yes, completely player-owned economy. And so what they're trying to do is they're trying to have so many different ways to play this game that you're going to be able to craft so many different items for so many different types of people, and then hopefully sell those items on the open marketplace. Now, if you're familiar with MMORPGs, I'm assuming that you're eventually going to get better at crafting these things, because it just makes sense, right? So if you decide to specifically focus yourself on just making spears or something like that, who's to say you might not even be able to craft those and then gain the dead coin and then turn them into, who knows, NFTs, or I don't even know. It's just, the ideas of the player-owned market just gets me so excited. And the last thing that got me most excited was the fact that they're hoping to have a beta up around the midpoint of the year. Booyah! But those were the 5 things that got me most exciting about the Walking Dead Empires coming out from Gala Games. Now, full disclaimer, here at the end, I do own a pretty lucrative chunk of Gala Games. I have about $150 in Gala Games coins, so, you know, I am invested in them. But that being said, this is not investing advice. This is gaming stuff. I'm just excited about the game, and I'm trying to share it with you and get views and subscribes and all that good stuff, because that's how it works. Also, if you're more interested in checking this game out, go check it out at Gala Games. But if you enjoyed this content, help me get to 10,000 subscribers this year to celebrate my 10-year anniversary of making YouTube content by hitting the subscribe button, unless you're already subscribed, but don't do that because that would be unsubscribing. But whatever, I imagine you would say, are you sure you want to unsubscribe? And at that point, you would hopefully say, you know what, I don't want to unsubscribe. Bye-bye! This video is brought to you by all of my amazing Patreon supporters, and I would love it if you would join their ranks and have your name immortalized in the end of many of my videos for the end of time. But consider for only $1 a month, and as always, thanks for stopping by.